Welcome back, everybody, to ETV. We're day 2 at the Fintech Summit, and with me is Amit Malhotra. He's the Global Head of Retail Banking at Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me here this afternoon. Good
How's
afternoon,
everything?
everyone. Very good, loving it. It's such a vibrant event.
Yeah.
I think it's been an event for networking, meeting people, getting to know what's happening out there.
Right.
And also an opportunity for us to kind of showcase that, what we are doing in ADIB.
Right.
Fantastic.
And I
days.
see you guys have a booth here as well.
Yeah, we have a booth
Looks
and
beautiful.
we have a lot of client engagements happening here, a lot of new partnership discussions.
Right.
Very fruitful 2 days.
Great. So tell me a little bit about, on a global level, since you're a global head of retail, what sort of things are happening at Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank now when it comes to retail?
Oh, I think we can talk over days on that, right? But I mean, just to talk about a few things. So, I look at the start. We are one of the largest and one of the leading innovative Sharia compliant banks, right? We are one of the leading Islamic banks in the region, and especially on the innovation side, we have a huge innovation agenda. We recently rolled out what we call as a Vision 2035, and one of the pillars of Vision 2035 is this entire piece around digital innovation and transformation. And within that, we launched ADIB Ventures. That's one of the new things that we launched recently, which is all about partnering with fintechs, identifying potential partnership that we could forge, and how we could actually complement to our offerings for our customers. And how we could do more innovative things with customers. So that's one thing that's done. The other thing is that we also recently went live with the Smart Sukuk, which is first in the market, perhaps first in the region platform for fractional sukuks. So what we've effectively done is that retail customers earlier didn't have any options to invest in sukuks because the minimum ticket size that you need for sukuks is $200,000, right? So typically, as a retail investor, you don't have the choice. Through our Smart Sukuk platform, we fractionalize the sukuks, and now we have sukuks available for retail investors in denomination of $1,000 each, and the entire journey is digital. Completely digital. So if you're an existing customer, just with a few clicks, you have access to more than 50 all sukuks out there. You can buy anytime, you can hold the sukuks, you can invest anytime. You have a view of what your holding is, what the market value is, what the returns are. And if you're not an ADIB customer, with a few clicks, you open a new account, fund it, and you get it going.
Right.
So that's a second piece that we're working on. We're also working on our strategy towards digital assets, towards stable currencies, digital currencies. So yeah, there's lots going on as we speak.
Is this the future, digital assets?
Oh, absolutely, yes. And especially, as a leading Sharia compliant bank, we also partner with the regulators. So I think a lot of it is, when we're coming out with new products in the market, we also play the role of actually partnering with the regulators to see that, what would be the right way to take these products in the market and make them fully Sharia compliant.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah. Tell me, what's going to be in your wallet in 5 years' time?
Wow, that's a good question. I think, personally, and even as a bank, I think next 5 years, actually starting now, it's going to be all about convergence, right?
Okay.
So I think last 18, 24 months, 2 years, there've been a lot of conversations around Gen AI in banking space, blockchain in banking space, open banking, open finance is again something which is often spoken about. And then the conversation around digital assets, tokenization. I think to me, starting now and already happening actually, is going to be convergence. And as we build the bank of future, I think it's going to be about what the bank of future looks like,
right,
leveraging on these things. So what a Gen AI-based bank would look like going forward, how blockchain, from being a concept and being some specific use cases would actually become almost, a key enabler that the banks would leverage.
Right.
And especially when you talk about KYCs, when you talk about transfers, payments, remittances, as an example. Again, Gen AI, the use cases right from the way you onboard a customer, the way you service a customer, the way you provide your products and services.
The whole process.
The whole process. I think that's one way. I think the whole, open banking and open finance, should start taking shape as well. And especially as the banks are APIizing the product and services, I think that, again, we should see, how it translates into embed financing, embed banking, how you start playing in people's ecosystem. And I also very often say that, look, we started with an era where all the banks wanted to get digital. So I think it's a bit of phygital banking, then it became digital banking. For me, I think
I feel like they got scared of crypto and everything. So fintech kind of came to be because banks said, okay, we do need to digitalize at this point because we're just going to be behind, right?
No, not only that, right? I mean, to be fair, it is not just about being behind, but I think that's what the customers today want to consume the banking service.
Yeah, of course.
At the end of the day, customer today doesn't want to go to a bank, in a banking or in a brick and mortar structure. Today, when you buy something, you use a buy now pay later, that's banking, right? When you pay a bill, that's actually banking, right? Today, when you actually transfer money back home, it's banking, right? But you don't do it by going and sitting in a bank across a banker, and you do it through an app. And when we talk about digital banking, you actually API your services and create these widgets which actually sit not on your platform, but on other platforms as well, right? So I think that's how the whole banking canvas is evolving as we go forward.
Right. Amazing. Amazing. What sort of leadership advice would you give to all those other young bankers out there that want to enter, have your role potentially one day?
Yeah, I think look, few basic things, right? So we need to keep challenging ourselves, and there's always 3 Ds that I always focus on, right? So whenever, especially as a banker, you got to think the 3 Ds. You got to think that whatever you're doing, how do you do it digital? That's important. The second D for me is data. It has to be data driven. And when we talk about data driven, how do you consume data? How do you actually use it to go personalize services to clients' services? And the third D for me is disruptive. Right? So you keep challenging yourself and keep using the 3 mantras of 3 Ds, and that's how you evolve. That's one. Second thing, I think you have to think like a customer all the time, right? You can't be sitting behind walls and having a banker's view to think. You got to
That's
think
so
as a
important.
customer, right? So I think
Right.
start thinking customers, start feeling customers, and then work backwards. Important. Challenge the status quo for sure. And the other thing is, reality is that it's a ever, moving needle. So you never said that I've actually have a transformation agenda we achieved, and you really have to go back and saying that, okay, what's the next thing, and do it. And I think once you make it relevant for the
Right.
customers, once you make it sensible for the customers, you win the race, right? That's
100%.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming over today. Absolute pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you very much. Really
And
appreciate
the
it.
best of luck in Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank.
Thank
Hope
you
to be
very
working
much.
with you guys more often. Thank
Look
you.
forward to it. Thank you very much. Thank you today.